Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's 12D Tech Forum 2024 Director's Cut webinar, the first in this new series. My name is Lisa Stewart. This webinar series is designed to highlight some of the amazing content we wanted to include in our face-to-face event earlier this year, but which just didn't quite fit into the programming. Some presentations you'll see in this series were left out entirely due to overall time constraints. We've had requests for an event that runs longer than 3 days, but we think that's just going to be too much for everyone. There's already so much information every time. Other talks had to be allocated short time slots because, again, too much content, so a great problem for us to have had. So we'll be running these webinars until that excess material is exhausted and recording them for posting on our YouTube and Vimeo channels with links through our website. Our previous webinar videos are already available online if you missed those. During today's presentation, you'll be able to type your questions along the way, as shown on the screen, and we'll answer as many as possible throughout the webinar. Then at the end, I'll read out some of your questions to the presenter if there's time. Today's webinar will be presented by our co-founder and managing director, Dr. Lee Gregory, who has over 40 years of experience in the civil and surveying software industry. Over to you, Lee.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. As Lisa has said, this series of webinars is based around the 12D Technical Forum, which we held at the end of July this year, and also with the Innovation Awards. For those who weren't at the Tech Forum, we had 630 attendees. In fact, we had to stop selling tickets because we could no longer fit into the room that we had allocated for it, all rooms. So it was a fantastic show and a fantastic crowd that came along. We also had the Innovation Awards, which were presented at the dinner, and there are a number of categories in there. And for next time, we certainly can hopefully get some of those prizes. You can see there the winners for each of the categories. So it was a great group of people that came along. And the major one, the overall winner, was one on station systems, trains, operation and maintenance, which was a Spec Arab joint venture. So congratulations to those presenters. There was a talk given on this in the forum, and we'll hopefully be able to show that in this series as well. At the Tech Forum, we had on the main stage there were 33 talks. There's also Designs Birds of a Feather, which had 23 talks. The Birds of a Feather, for those who don't know, is where we break up into 4 streams at the same time, but it's concentrating on things that for the one group of people. So in this case, it was, say, for all the design people, whereas the main stage were more general talks to everyone. There was a Water Birds of a Feather, which had 20 talks, the Survey Birds of a Feather, which had 26 talks, and Data Management, which had 23 talks. Then the Innovation Awards had 19 projects presented as well. So there are so many important talks that could be expanded on or even brought to up to date with new features and things added since the Tech Forum in July. So that's what this series is about, things that we weren't able to fit in or couldn't have enough time because there were so many talks to be done, and some of them to be updated because we have added extra material since July. One thing though is save the date. The next Tech Forum is in 2026, so it's only 2 years away. Again, it will be in the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre, but unlike last time we were on the level we're on, we are on the one level up called the Plaza level. That actually is upstairs from where we were before, but it also has a much bigger auditorium and larger Birds of a Feather room. So that's where we'll be holding it. So save those dates from the 26th to the 28th of July 2026. The format will be very similar, and very shortly we'll have information up on our website so you can start registering. Now, for the Director's Cut itself, what we'll be looking at and showing over time is some of these videos that either we couldn't have because there were overruns in some of the agendas, so they had to be moved. And the 12D model on Google Earth is one of those. And they'll be one of our first cabs off the rank in this Director's Cut agenda. Another one is the 12D and ALDI. So that presentation will expand a little bit more on the work we've done with the Victorian engineering group, going through basic what you can learn how to do work in Victoria for land development. Another one will be the georeferencing in IFC. That was one of my talks, which I'll be able to present in a slightly different way for people now to look at, since there were some more interesting things that don't need to be in a general talk. The auto catchment delineation was a very, very well represented or attended talk at the Tech Forum, but we've also done extra work on that since the forum, which we'll then present in that one. The computators, tips and MetaConnects is one presentation that we couldn't fit in, so we'll have that in a very quickly on the agenda. Another one is the 2D water analysis. This is a totally new option, which we are getting ready for, probably for release in about December in version 15 C1R. So we'll give you a heads up on that, so you'll be ready to use it straight away. And the GIS manager. Now, what we've been doing, you would have noticed in version 15, is that they have new GIS options, which are available to all people who are on maintenance. And what we'll have coming is this GIS manager, which allows you to set a lot of these GIS systems attachments up and just so you can pick from a list. So the GIS options are already in 15, but this will then be an extra one to manage all the connections much, much better. So that's the sorts of things we'll be starting off with, but we'll also add more and more talks in as we decide which ones want some extra information, or you may have some that you'd like to see extra information on. In that case, you can just email to Lisa, and we will send out an email to tell who can contact us when we start putting up the next agenda. So we didn't want to have to say too much today. It was just to say, well, what is this all about? We had the Tech Forum and all these fantastic innovation awards, and so we just want to be able to present again some of those things, some that we couldn't fit in, and some just to revise with all the new information that we've put in since we actually did the Tech Forum. And of course, to let you know that we do have the next Tech Forum coming up in 2 years' time. So if you don't want to miss out, like lots of people did last time, because we filled the rooms, certainly can start registering. Probably in about a couple of weeks' time, you can start registering. So thanks very much. That's all I want to say at the moment. And until the next Director's Cut webinar. And Lisa, do we have any more questions that we can answer for people?
Someone has asked whether they'll receive a certificate of attendance for coming to the 2024 Tech Forum. They will receive that. We're just working on a solution for getting these out electronically. We had a little glitch in the technology we were trying to use, but they're definitely going to be on their way soon. So someone else was asking whether the videos from the 2024 event will go into the Spot platform. So Lee, do you want to take that one?
Yes. As everyone knows, or hopefully knows, that for the last Tech Forum, we then put all the videos up that we used in Spot, because that one was online, so we had videos in advance. And for the Tech Forum we just had in 24, again, most of them will be able to put together. We were taking videos of the main screen and the presenter in the main room, and we're hoping to have them all together, and again, we'll put them on Spot. We'll let you all know in emails when they're available to go and look at. We also were taking videos in the Birds of a Feather room, but because of the type of the room and more things that went on in there, because we didn't have the seating, it wasn't rake seating, we're not certain how those ones will come out. But again, if they're important ones that were not suitable, we'll look at putting them in this Director's Cut series as well. Thanks, Lisa.
Great. Yes, I think we'll have a recording of today's webinar just to have that little overview for anyone else's questions or anything, and people are welcome to email us at any time too. So we'll pop this up in coming days through the webinars page on the website and on YouTube and Vimeo. Keep an eye on our emails and social media for details of the rest of the webinars in this series. The next one, I think as Lee mentioned, is going to be 12D Model and Google Earth. So that's going to be on the 25th of October, which is a Friday. And that'll be followed by Audi and 12D Model, which will be on the 7th of November. So that's back to being on a Thursday. And we'll keep you posted on the dates of the rest of those as they get set. If you need to contact us in the meantime, we'll pop some details up on the screen now. And that concludes our presentation for today. Thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you at future webinars.
Thank you very much for attending.